Hello everyone, I hope you're having a nice weekend and welcome to a new video update for Ethereum price prediction and deep analysis. So in this video I want to go through the all-time frames of Ethereum, and especially in the monthly frame, to see what's going on in Ethereum and how the things are changing inside the chart and in the prices of Ethereum, and what we can expect for the next cycle or for the next moves. And we're gonna see the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin, and also Ethereum and maybe other altcoins. So starting from the monthly chart, we can see this parabolic study here. It shows already the first cycle starting very impulsively and very strong towards the upside, and reaching the impulse, reaching 261 fib level, right? So this is a very strong fib level starting for Ethereum, which is 261. That is very rare to reach in any chart, right? So even it was not the same for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has reached first only 34 times, right, the fib levels, but for Ethereum it was very, very strong. Next, after this cycle, we saw a drop down, a very massive drop down, even towards the 886, right, which is also common for Bitcoin. It was the same for Bitcoin, where it dropped after the first cycle towards this area between the fib levels 0.78 and 0.886. After that, we have seen a second impulse starting for the third cycle here and reaching also over than 2.618. However, between 200.618 and the 2.618, this is a massive drop down in the improvement term, right? We see this 100 times less improvement for Ethereum, and that was a very weakness point again starting from that cycle, and we spoke about it already here when the wave 2 has already touched the 886 of that level here, right? And then even the wave 4 has touched as well the 0.618, which is what has indicated also a very weak wave 5, right? It was even shorter than the wave 1. And here we has start to see the weakness of Ethereum, right? And of course, there is many conditions that happens here. Many altcoins entered the market, and it has started to affect Ethereum. Maybe, and it led it to a weaknesses. So after that, we expected, of course, a downtrend here after reaching this fib level and this fib level. We saw a downtrend again to the same area that we saw before, between the 0.786 and the 886, right? Perfectly done, same as Bitcoin. And this systematic thing is expected to continue, right? So for the next cycle, or this cycle that we see now, we have already, I think, reached the all-time high, right? We have already reached the all-time high, which was very last this time, even only touching the 0.618 fib level for Ethereum. And we are expecting, of course, a move down again to the same area that we see in every cycle, which is between those fib levels, and going to the prices between 1,550 and 1,235 for Ethereum. And as you can see as well, this parabolic shape has started to go down, right? While in Bitcoin, it is almost the same, but in Bitcoin, it's still going sideways now, right? But in Ethereum, it's kind of different. We start to see a move towards the downside. And I think this is a signal, right, that the crypto market might not just go higher and higher, right? It's gonna reach some limits where it will start to go in sideways, as the same we see for Bitcoin, right? Now, of course, in Bitcoin, we are still expecting some higher prices. However, it's not something very significant regarding to the whole parabolic and improvement that Bitcoin did before, or Ethereum as well. And we might see next, this might be a signal, right, from Ethereum, that we might see a drop down, okay, a move down for the parabolic. Maybe it might turn later on. However, for now it looks like it's going sideways, and it might turn somewhere and continue the bull market. However, this could be a signal as well for Bitcoin that we might see this in the future, right, after the sideways that we saw here in Ethereum. And then we start to see a downside with the curve towards lower prices. Okay, so that was it for Ethereum on the monthly chart and for the parabolic cycle. Now, if we move to the daily, and we see on the daily chart what happened. All right. So as we mentioned before, inside this cycle, we saw some weaknesses. The last cycle, wave 2, wave 4, reaching the weakest fib levels, right? And after that, we saw a new cycle, but a very weak cycle. And this reflects exactly our monthly parabolic curve here, right? We start to see a downside curve. And this downside curve is explained by this diagonal that we see here rather than an impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? Making this a parabolic curve much more effective and significant, right, towards downside. Therefore, after this diagonal, contracting diagonal, we have finished a wave 1 here, right? And we are looking forward to a wave 2 towards the downside. Then potentially, all right, potentially to see an impulse after. However, the parabolic study lower the possibility now of that impulse. Okay, so we might see a different scenario here, right? And this might lead us to something else, which it might be a 1 and 2, right? 3, 4, 5 towards the downside, which is very, very possible regarding what we saw in the history, right? So currently, I don't want to create fear here. I just want to move step by step. I want to reach first this wave 2 and take it from there, right? See what's going to happen from there. If that is an ABC or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is exactly what we want to see. So moving now to the 1 hour chart. In the 1 hour chart, we have seen perfectly yesterday, the perfect scenario has worked exactly as we spoke before. So we are inside this wave C, right? Inside the wave C. However, I think it's this scenario. Here we are. So we are inside a wave C after finishing a wave B over there, right? Looking again in the bigger picture, we are in A, B, and C, right? Finishing the A here, 3 waves up for a B, and looking for 5 waves down towards the downside, right? Towards lower prices. And this is exactly what happened yesterday. So inside the 1 hour chart, we have seen an impulse, right? Finished impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Inside this pink impulse label, right? We have finished a wave 1, all right, in orange, and we're looking towards the upside. Now, towards the upside, we were expecting an impulse here. However, the weakness that we see here was the 886 had turned it into a corrective wave. Rather than having an impulse, it has turned to an A, B, C, or W, X, Y. Inside the Y, of course, we can see an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave C, which is very normal. Finishing now the wave 2 in orange, right? So we have now 1, 2. Claiming now that we have started in a wave 3 towards the downside. Inside wave 3, you want to see 5 waves, multiples waves. It means an impulse, right? Or a diagonal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for impulse, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for diagonal, or 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So, starting from here, we have seen an impulse, right? Start of an impulse in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Yesterday, this impulse has finished, knowing that the wave 4 has touched the 0.618 fib level, which is a weak fib level for a wave 4. However, it's not invalidation necessarily, but it could be a weak level. However, it has turned, has turned this into a diagonal, which it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an expanding diagonal, right? Taking the wave 1 to 3, 2 to 4, expanding diagonal. Therefore, in that way, right? In that way, we can say that our wave 3 has finished there. Okay? Now, we are looking for a wave 4 in orange. The wave 5 in 2 has finished, claiming the wave 3 in orange has finished, and we are looking further for a wave 4, right? Of course, inside the wave 5, we have seen many impulses, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for pink, finishing the 3 for orange, 4, 5 in orange, finishing the wave 5 in red. Therefore, it is time to make this chart less complex and delete some stuff here. And even our past, which has perfectly worked almost here, okay, almost perfectly worked with our scenario. Reaching the fib levels, the nice fib levels, alright, for an impulse 2.618, that is a perfect indication. Now, next is a wave 4 towards the upside. Okay, wave 4 towards the upside, that means we are looking to a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a contracting diagonal, right? It's a very big contracting diagonal that we are looking for here inside the wave C. If we take this one from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we can take some trend lines, alright, taken from the start of the wave C to the wave 2 here, okay? Let's make even this less complicated. Let's remove the micros, which are not needed anymore. Here we go. And another trend line taken from the 1, okay, to the 3 here. Okay, so what we can see now, if we take those trend lines and we see kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 might go down, overshoot over this trend line. Now, how to expect the fib level of a wave 4, it is in that way. Let's clean up. All right, that's much better. Okay, a wave 4 fib level can be taken from from the 1 to the 2 to the 3. let's make this a much more accurate. Here we go. Okay. And if we say the diagonal wave 4, actually it should be a retracement, not an extension, sorry. So if we take this level here of the wave 4, retracement in diagonal wave 4, here we go. Our fib levels should be between the 0.5 and the 0.38 fib levels, which are between 3,230 and 3,150. Okay, so what we are expecting next is almost somewhere here and move further towards the downside. In wave 4, what you want to see in wave 4 is a zigzag. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Because always in a diagonal, you want to see impulses or zigzag, where the wave 1 is a perfect impulse. The wave 2 is obviously a zigzag, ABC. The wave 3 obviously a zigzag, ABC. And the wave 4 is expected as well as a zigzag or a complex wave as WXY. After that, you want to see also an impulsive wave 5 towards the downside, finishing the wave C in red. Going back into 4-hour chart, here we go. This is what we are looking for as A, B, and C. Alright, so if we trace now our path for the next scenario, so here I'm gonna remove some fib levels which are less common. These are the most common for a wave 4. So what we are expecting is 3 waves towards the upside, which has already started almost, right? After that, we are looking for an impulse for a wave 5 in diagonal and finishing the wave C. Okay, so that was it for Ethereum, guys, as deep analysis, all right, starting from the monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour chart and finishing in the 1-hour chart or 4-hour even. So what to expect is, unfortunately, further lower trends, lower prices, right? Of course, now we have some retracement for wave 4, and we will go further down later on. So yeah, and this is exactly what complies with our monthly chart, right? If we look back into our monthly parabolic chart, we see that this complies exactly, yeah, with our monthly chart. So, of course, to watch what's going to happen in this area, however, the indicators are showing, yeah, a downtrend here. Okay, thank you for watching, guys, and thank you for supporting this channel. Please do not forget to like the videos and subscribe if you didn't yet. I wish you to have a nice weekend and see you in the next video. Bye bye.